This is one of my copy trading DLMM wallets. As you can see, we had a very shaky start with many reeks of red, not able to string together any wins at all, but there was a turning point where I applied some of my own strategy, started thinking a lot more logically, and was able to start printing green on it. But this really isn't the case for many people. For many, they will find a wallet which looks like it's been green for maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 30 days. But as soon as you start copying, you just start printing red days, and before you know it, you've lost all your balance. And I see this as a really common story where a lot of people, they might have seen my videos, maybe someone else's, and copy trading looks like it's a really easy solution to start making money, start liquidity providing, but in reality, it really isn't. So today I want to talk about kind of a hybrid approach where we will be using copy trading, but using copy trading in a smart, intelligent way to actually improve your personal LPing as well. I will also go over my exact criteria for what I look for in wallets to get this kind of performance, which you see right here, which I have had, and how you can use this knowledge to basically learn to LP yourself. So we're not focusing on an exact method to find wallets. I already have a bunch of videos covering that, but instead we're going to be picking a certain strategy which we want to implement ourselves. Maybe you've never LP'd, maybe you already know, but you want to try a new strategy, but you're not sure how to get started. We're going to be finding wallets which kind of follow that. Then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be copying them with a very small amount. We're going to be monitoring them actively, seeing what they're doing, trying to reverse engineer exactly how they could be picking those pools, how they could be entering and exiting, and then applying it to our own LPing. And hopefully this will improve you, your personal LPing, but also improve your copy trading. As we know there's so many strategies out right now. You can go on someone's page like StatsMonkey who makes tons of amazing threads, so definitely check him out. But if you're diving in, you see heart attack strategy, you see AST strategy, it's very, very overwhelming. So we're going to start with what I think is fundamentally the most important strategy to learn. If you're new, definitely try this. To LPing, or if you're new to copy trading, definitely use this. And that is using bid asks, preferably on kind of coins in a few million market cap, having a diverse range of positions and only using a small percentage of your funds per position. So I'm just going to have two wallets up here to demonstrate. I just found them, so sorry if these are your wallets. I'm not copying them, but we're just going to be looking over some of their positions. So I'm just going to go on this guy, and although he has had a lot of red days, we can still kind of use it as an example, as even my winning wallets, as you saw mine, I'm using the same kind of strategy anyway. So first of all, you're going to want to look at the balance. So we can see around a 20 Solana balance, but we can see every position is kind of sub 2 Solana. So every single position this user has made is below 10% of their balance, but a lot of the time it's 5%. So it's somewhere between 5 to 10% per position. And this is something, to be honest, for the majority of my copy trading, I do look for, but this is just my personal strategy. I like to copy. I found it works well, is this kind of size. Next up, I can see this particular user does have a variety of positions open. So they have around 13 right now. And for me, that's a fine amount. To be honest, anywhere from 5 to 20 positions is what I would look for. And this is for copying right now. Remember, we will get on to, learning from it. But another criteria I think is really good to start copying with or to learn from is also to look at the position age. So I personally, for this strategy, want the token age, not the token age, the position age. I don't want it to be a large amount. I'm not looking for multi-days right now. That is another strategy altogether, I feel. But these are normally tokens which you'll probably max 120 for a day, but normally it's a few hours, potentially overnight as well. That is because they're generally the tokens which have popped up that day or a few days before. They're normally a few mil market cap, and we have no idea if they're going to run higher or they're going to completely die. So you're not going to be leaving them open for a very long time, as that is super risky. I find win rate of a wallet pretty, you don't have to look at that. Also, expected value, not important. You can have a 50% win rate, and that could be every green day. Fees earned to total profit, I have already covered a lot. I think it's a good metric to look at. You can see, do they have a 10-to-1 ratio, a 4-to-1 ratio? If they're making 10 Solana in fees, if they're only coming out with 1 Sol profit, to me, that means, they're eating a lot of impermanent loss. And I would prefer those numbers to a bit closer together, a different kind of ratio. But we've covered a lot of the important stuff right now. But the final thing, which is kind of how you avoid these big losses, is how do these, these wallets you find, how do they handle losses? As the one I showed in the intro was all green, and then you saw those massive red days. And that is because some people do not know when to close out their positions. Very often with the other kind of criteria I've already listed out, if you find wallets which match all of these, you will avoid, kind of 80% of the wallets which might have been green for weeks. You avoid them having the big red days, because it is not really easy, but you can have kind of 5-10 profitable days, and it kind of just be down to luck a bit. So the final thing is, maybe they had no red days, and then you really don't have much to go off, but you can look, and this person had a bunch of red days. And to be honest, this doesn't look attractive to me at all. They were losing for quite an extended period. You're going to go back, try and look in their historical positions, find these red trades, and try and figure out, why were they green for so long and then suddenly went on a bad streak. You can look at the kind of trades they were doing in the green period. Make sure to look up the coins on a platform like Axiom, match the timestamps when they happened, and then you can, try and figure out what was the mistake they were making. And you're going to want to make sure to kind of either make a mental note or note this stuff down. So when you are either finding someone to copy, you have this added criteria to look for, or maybe, for your personal opinion, you'll find these people and they do a good streak, then they go bad. And you can see when they start, potentially having a red day. And maybe if you personally had the positions open they had, you would have closed these ones earlier to avoid that loss. And, this is how you can start to develop, to learn properly to LP yourself, if maybe, you've come from copy trading, if that makes sense. So I accept that was quite a wordy explanation, but I hope it makes sense with the general point I was trying to get across, which is you're finding wallets, which is a strategy which you want to do. And instead of just looking for wallets which are all green to copy trade, they're matching this strategy, which I think is the safest and the best one to learn with. And then you're trying to, reverse engineer the strategy if they're actually a good wallet, and then apply this yourself. So this wallet on the right is actually a different wallet of mine, and this is actually a wallet doing multi-day strategies. So every single coin in this wallet is open. The position is open for around 4 to 10 days, and multi-days is something which I have never been really good at. As I struggled to make it work. I would always pick the wrong tokens and fall out of range. But by following this particular wallet, I have had amazing success, and I've pretty much been all green from the get-go. It is a bit slower, but I've really learned, token selection for these kinds of pools, and been able to get some really, really good returns on it, going from 4 to 10 Solana in a month right now. I have a third copy trading wallet, which is actually on more high volume daily runners, and actually it doesn't go 50-50. I always avoid coins like that personally, but it does really aggressive bid asks on more low market cap coins. I have a very small amount of Solana on this, but again, I'm reverse engineering the strategy, and I'm being able to apply it myself and also improve my copy LPing strategy. So it just helps all around. And we can see another here with the heart attack strategy. This is not personally one I would really copy or try and do, but I would actually try and do this one personally. And maybe you'll try and find a wallet which is performing this particular strat, and you can, again, maybe copy them with a very small amount. You'll be able to see the positions open in real time, follow the charts, and be able to do it yourself. So I think that pretty much covered the fundamentals of what I'm trying to talk about. If you do have any questions or want me to build off on any of this, or maybe actually live find some wallets for a particular strategy, or show how, I learned from them and apply them themselves, just feel free to ask, and I can go ahead and do that.